As I prepare to leave for Africa to work fighting the HIV epidemic, Dr. Wainberg's career provides me with an incredible inspiration to want to help the countless number of people affected by HIV there and to allow these people the same opportunities for treatment as our patients do here in North America.
My parents, and my mother in particular, had encouraged me to pursue a career in medical research, so I did. I moved to New York and attended Columbia University, where I completed my PhD degree and specialized at that time in virology. And when I went to Israel for my postdoctoral studies, I actually worked on what is called a retrovirus.
He's made extraordinary contributions to the world of HIV science, contributions that are translated into direct benefit for patients.
Among the things where he has done a lot, where I'm concerned, one is his translation research, which led on to the discovery of some of the important drugs we've been using in HIV care, particularly lamivudine or 3TC.
I've taken every opportunity I can to commit to wanting to help people in developing country settings to have equal drug access to what we can take for granted as the case in Canada.
He's been president of the International AIDS Society. He's been an outstanding scientist working in a field, especially at a time where there was little hope for AIDS patients.
In the year 2000, the AIDS conference was supposed to have taken place in Canada. And because he was then the president, he made sure that this takes place in a place where it will make the biggest impact.
Not in a rich country of the world where everybody had access to anti-HIV drugs, but rather to go to a poor country in which millions of people were infected by the virus, but where hardly anybody had any access to drugs at all. And that country was South Africa. The city was Durban.
He was never shy to take on politicians, to keep them honest, and to raise awareness with regards to the limitations of access of antiviral drugs.
The conference was attended by thousands of journalists from around the world who all wrote stories about how is it possible that we live in a world in which countries like Canada represent areas of the world in which every HIV-infected person basically can have access to antiretroviral drugs and live out a reasonably good lifespan. But in contrast, there are millions more people who are infected with the virus in Africa, and hardly any of them have any access to these life-saving drugs at all.
Mark has always been an advocate. He raised awareness of HIV-related issues here in Canada and around the world.
The journalists wrote those stories, the politicians understood the message and picked up and started to commit millions and now billions of dollars to buying these life-saving drugs that are now available throughout the African continent and as well in countries like India and poor countries in Asia.
He's done so much in encouraging others to provide care for this group of people over the years.
Throughout his career, he trained graduate students, postdoctoral fellows, visiting professors, and so forth. And many of those individuals are now in academia or in industry, and they have important positions.
An HIV global research pioneer, life-saving public health advocate, and inspirational mentor, Canadian Medical Hall of Fame laureate, Mark Wainberg.